American Pickers star Frank Fritz's Illinois antique store stocked with new items including vintage signs and chandeliers. Frank 60 owns Frank Fritz Finds located in Savannah, Illinois, about 2 hours east of Cedar Rapids, Iowa. After having broken merchandise and low sales, the U.S. Sun can exclusively reveal the store now has new items. One of the antiques includes a vintage croquet set. Another new item is a flower detail chandelier. Frank is also now selling a vintage wreath rug and seashell teapot, which is going for $138. He is also selling a sign that reads Hog Dog, the ultimate hot dog stand. A vintage insulator could set customers back $200. Frank is selling a book by Alan King and Mimi Sheridan titled Is Salami and Eggs Better Than Sex? The vintage find was originally published in 1985. Also for sale is a vintage doll that has cracks along the face and arms for $115. Other antique dolls go for $28 to $65. Frank is also selling a baby doll for a whopping $1,500. In another photo, vintage baby shoes, which seem stained with dirt or dust, cost $22. Frank Fritz Finds has been struggling in recent years, as the U.S. Sun previously showed photos of the store's bad conditions in November. In one photo, the glass display case appeared to be stained, making it difficult to see the antiques inside. In another photo, thick cobwebs could be seen in the corners of the shop. There were even cobwebs on certain antiques. Throughout the store, antiques and shelves were covered in dust. The conditions were similar to photos exclusively obtained by the U.S. Sun in August, as cobwebs were seen on a vintage mannequin and on the windowsills. There were also broken items, including drumsticks signed by the Mickey Utley Band. The glass case holding the merchandise was shattered. The new items come after the U.S. Sun previously reported on the annual sales of Frank Fritz Finds. Per Experian's business valuation report for Frank Fritz Finds, estimated annual sales are reportedly just $25,000. The company's business credit score is 27 and is medium risk. As for the financial stability risk ratings, the shop received a medium-high risk of 4 out of 5 rating. The report claims this means there is a 10% potential risk of severe financial distress within the next 12 months. Frank hasn't been as involved in the business since suffering a stroke in July 2022. His close friends filed an emergency appointment of a temporary guardian and conservator for the star on August 18, claiming his decision-making capacity is so impaired. The conservatorship papers exclusively obtained by the U.S. Sun revealed plans to revamp the store. The initial plan filed by conservator Midwestone Bank read, Mr. Fritz is a well-known collector and has numerous outbuildings full of valuable collections. The conservator has not yet inventoried those items but plans to leave them largely as they are now, with the exception of stocking Mr. Fritz's antique store in Savannah Field as needed. Conservator is hopeful Frank will be able to participate in selection and pricing of items as he did previously. A source previously told the U.S. Sun Frank is walking again after the stroke left the right side of his body paralyzed. Frank last appeared on American Pickers during a March 2020 episode, as he took time off to recover from back surgery that left him with 185 stitches and 2 rods in his spine. His co-star Mike Wolfe announced Frank was no longer with the show in 2021. Frank revealed his feud with co-star Mike during a 2021 interview with the U.S. Sun. The two reunited over Memorial Day weekend and are friends today. A source claimed to the U.S. Sun, everything between them is fine. They've known each other for 40 years. They went to high school, they've done all this stuff together. The insider said Mike has visited Frank a handful of times since he suffered the stroke, as the two call and text today as well. The U.S. Sun previously reported Frank is unable to return to the show. The stroke affected his speech, so he really can't return to the show, a source close to Frank told the U.S. Sun. But you never know, there is always hope one day. He can't come back and film, but the cast and show want him to, a second insider told the U.S. Sun. Season 25 premiered on December 27 with Mike, his brother Robbie, longtime star Danielle Colby, and Jersey John.